y'all, welcome, and I hope you're doing well so far. The reason why I'm waving my water bottle instead of my hand is I'm actually on a train, like one of the cheap kinds in China, and as you can see, it's filled with people. So the context is right now I'm on my trip, and now I'm going to Shenzhen from Guangzhou. And because I'm not working and not making money, like I try to save money by purchasing the cheapest train ticket, and this is my second time. Well, I guess you get what you pay for. Coming to the train, I was already quite exhausted and not in the best space mentally, and right now, like I'm dealing with like a lot of crowds, a lot of noises, and also I don't even have my seat. This is my seat. It's my suitcase. I originally purchased a ticket with the seat, but like when people were lining up, like it was so crowded that like I can't just seem to get on the train. So I just picked a different part of the train and give up my seat so I can at least guarantee I get on. And I had to stand up from time to time, so to let people pass, because as you can see, the corridor is very, very narrow. But the point about filming this video is, well, coming back to the spirit of this channel, where I'm trying to keep challenging myself to things that I find impossible, and this is one of them. Blogging, which means social anxiety, public speech, etc., while feeling very exhausted and on the moving train. And the theme that I want to talk about is how to be present and enjoy the circumstances, despite regardless of whatever the circumstances are. I mean, this is terrible to me, and especially for my ADHD brain. This is a ton of stimulation, and it's just very overwhelming and uncomfortable. But I want to show y'all that we all have the power to just turn off my alarm, to choose how we respond to what's given to us. Okay, so where do we start? Well, let me also just clarify that I'm holding my water bottle because there's no room for me to put it down. So I had to hold it. I will start a little bit with, I guess, just settling in and understanding the context of this little train more. When I was rushing to the train, I met two other people, and they were actually from my own province, and they're coming to Shenzhen to work. Honestly, everyone that I've met and talked briefly to on this trip is either working or in school, and it's very competitive. I also see a lot of people that are like of older age, so not exactly young people. I think like people probably won't be pursuing this cheap and largely uncomfortable option unless they don't really have much of other options. So I feel lucky that at least I'm not working right now. I mean, the reason can be sad or it can be good. Like the sad version is I lost my job and I've been struggling mentally. I have so much trauma growing up, and also like just trying to find different ways of doing things and managing my ADHD brain. So I just don't feel ready to work yet, even though my family is not particularly rich and my savings are going down. But the happier version of me not working is I do have the privilege to feel comfortable for a while not working. A lot of my savings came from my last job, which was give me a hell of an experience, but it paid well, and I feel lucky to even have gotten this opportunity. So just thinking about that, and also like I'm not going to zoom into people's faces more, but I noticed that people just look very tired or just unentertained. Like a lot of people are on their phones trying to pass time, and the others are like, yeah, just like this. I'm exhausted too, but I'm lucky to also just have the energy and the strength to try the scary thing of vlogging with y'all. I think just imagining some of you hearing what I said and maybe learning something new just motivates me so much. And now I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I'm trying to take ownership of the situation. So recently the flu and cold were going around. When I was staying in my hostel, the person below me, like she was like quite sick. She was like all night, and I couldn't sleep well. Like I slept 4 hours the first night and 6 hours the next night, and I think I was already at a pretty high risk of getting infected, and I don't want to be sick for my whole trip. So luckily I brought my N95 with the trip, but also with like such little space, I can't really comfortably find my N95 because it was hiding deep in my suitcases. So I just asked one of those people, like, hey, can you please let me just put the bag on that table just for a sec. That kind of thing used to scare me so much in the past, and I would sacrifice like a whole mess of inconvenience just like I would risk that so that I don't have to risk talking to people. It's just scary, but this time I knew like I need to advocate for myself. So yeah, I talked and I ended up finding my N95. So right now, even though the train is crowded, I feel way more reassured that I probably won't get infected, at least on this train. And another thing is my headphone. So like I just said, there were a lot of noises. Luckily, I did bring my headphone. I think a cheaper option would be earplugs, but I think I also put my earplugs in like an uncomfortable location too. So I just put on this noise cancelling headphone, and already like the surrounding goes like a little quieter, and people's noises are way more manageable. And even just the fact that I have this earphone to help me, it made me just like very grateful. I also want to clarify here that I'm not trying to spread toxic positivity. It's, for most of my life, it's been very hard to be grateful. Like, it's just so easy to complain about what goes wrong and what I cannot control. And that's something I still do a lot today. It took a lot of crying, a lot of hard reflections, a lot of like very difficult experiences, a lot of emotional breakdowns, and a lot of learning and reading for me to finally like start adjusting my brain a little bit and tame it a little more to gear towards like more positive emotions. By the way, the book that helped me a lot that I have been reading is called Build the Life You Want with Arthur Brooks, a Harvard social science professor. This book talks about how we can be happier whatever circumstances we're in, and that's also the theme of this video today. And one trick that I learned from this book is usually like it's hard for us to feel like a lot of major emotions very strongly at the same time. It's definitely possible, like sometimes we're both happy and sad and bittersweet, etc. But it usually works when like we look at like what emotions we have and we choose to focus on one emotion that serves us better. For example, on this train, like one emotion I have is definitely like overwhelmed. I want to complain about everything. I mean, like I was already exhausted coming to this train and I lost my seat. Like this is just terrible. But I do have a lot of gratitude. So even though I cannot drive away my resentment and bitterness, I can at least focus on the sense of gratitude. And that was actually what inspired me to be here and talk to you. So let's take a deep breath. I was talking consecutively a lot, and I hope you can take some time to process what I said and see if it can help you in any way. Okay, and also I almost forgot. I need to show you all the like views outside the window. So I believe now I'm like in the more suburban area of Guangdong province. Let's see what we got. Ooh. So looks like there's a lot of trees and a lot of water. Oh, these look like either wetlands or rice paddles, like where people grow rice. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely something that I don't see in my hometown, which is in northern China. So yeah, I like that. And earlier when I was not filming this video, I also saw some farms, agricultural farms, and just a ton of trees. That's one thing I really love about like southern China. There are so many trees. So if you are not from China, especially if you're from a like more developed country, you're probably more used to seeing trees. But in China, especially in northern China, there aren't so many trees. And to me, it looks like a little barren. Like trees, green leaves always energize me a lot. So still being able to see the view outside the window, it just like makes me so happy. And I think also I noticed like a lot of people are looking at me. I'm trying to be mindful, not to be very loud. And also like on this train, like people are loud too. Like people talk, people like even play their like audio from the phone, and that seems to be taken for granted. So that's not really something I can change, but I guess I'll take advantage of this opportunity to be able to talk on the screen. So, oh, one more thing I noticed on this train. See the screen? Do you see that yellow round thing that's like is like, and then like as it goes by, like some text appear on the screen. Like I just was trying to be present and observe the things around, and that's one thing that I saw. Like, wow, it's funny. Like it reminded me of the game that I used to play as a kid. Maybe some of you have played it. I've also seen this game in arcades. Like they like eat the little dots, like yummy. So yeah, I think that was a little playful. So I think right now some people like are chilling, standing on the hallway and chatting with each other. I see some smiles on their face. That's nice. I think, yeah, another nice thing about not having a seat is it forces me to stand up. Yeah, of course, standing up is tiring, but sitting down is like kills our body, because like by sitting down, like it's very hard to maintain good posture while sitting down, especially if you also want to scroll your phone or be on your laptop, or you might just arch your backs too much. So I'm guaranteed good posture for today. So yeah, as you can see, I actually feel pretty happy right now. There were so many things that I'm still able to enjoy on this train, and I also almost done filming this video. I hope you enjoy it in any way. For those of you who haven't seen China, yes, this is a big part of China. It's fun for travel, and there's a lot of cheap good food, but I also wanted to show you the reality of like how many people are out there like who cannot get like a decent paying jobs and who just live in very competitive and tough conditions. I want all of us to show respect to these people. And I mean, I'm also not trying to compare like who suffers more between countries, but at the end of the day, I know there are a lot of people who are just trying their very best, and instead of giving up, who keep trying even though they're probably not getting the return that did justice to their effort. That's a huge thing in China that I will also want you to be aware of. So anyway, that's about the end of this video. So yeah, just major takeaway again. Try to enjoy wherever you are. You might feel terrible in certain cases, and that's fine. It's fine that we cannot get rid of these terrible feelings, but we always can cultivate some positive emotions regardless of how bad the circumstances are. It might sound easy, but it is not. It took me like so many months to work through this, and to finally be able to have a bit more control. It might come more easily to some people and less easily to others. I think it's a little less easy for me because like my brain is like so geared towards negativity, and the ADHD makes it harder for me to see the big picture. But here we go, I can do it, and I have faith in you if that's also something that you're practicing towards. So leave some comments here if you have any thoughts that pop up in watching this video, and I can't wait to have those conversations with you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and maybe take one moment to notice something you that probably don't feel very good, but regardless, where you can find one thing to appreciate. And of course, don't forget to find opportunities, to make opportunities to do something courageous, do something that you feel is impossible. So yeah, that's it for today. Love y'all. Peace.